have to go live because just in case, I know with reels I can only speak for 1 minute and 30 seconds, so I figured I'll just go live so I can save this reel or this video on my page. But I just wanted to talk about what exactly I do as a birth coach, postpartum coach, mom coach, who I am, and the importance of having a beautiful, blissful birthing experience, because it's so important to not only that woman, to not only the baby, but the whole family, the whole foundation, the whole partnership, right? So I just wanted to drop a few things to everybody involved, partner, um, the birthing person, and everyone else involved. So first and foremost, it is extremely important to handle your birth with care. This is not just something that you're doing. It's not just a physical event, and even if it was, it's an extreme physical event when we think about what's really happening during birth to the body. In pregnancy, I'm talking about the whole nine, from literally nine, from pregnancy and even postpartum. So it's a lot going on. So it's important to treat it as a significant event. And then when we think about all of the other aspects of it really being a spiritual event, it's an emotional event, it's a lot going on in every single way, mind, body, soul, and it should be prepared for as such. Just like you would prepare for, a big game or, a big job or a big presentation or whatever it is, something that's super important where you have to do a lot of preparation because it's a lot involved and it's a lot on the line. A birth should be prepared for the same way. A lot of thought should be into it, a lot of physical preparation, a lot of mental preparation, emotional preparation, environmental preparation, partner preparation, family preparation. And yeah, so it should really be prepared for and planned out. You wouldn't go in to something that is that important, when we're talking life, anything else, without being prepared. And it should be the same way. And how it's viewed in society is not like that. So you really have to do the work to really understand what is happening with you, what is happening with your partner, what is happening with your baby, to make sure that you're prepared to have a blissful, safe, sacred experience, because that ultimately is not the doctor's job, and they won't make it their job to make sure you have a sacred birthing experience, right? And it's no shade to doctors, but ultimately the OB system is a system. It's a system here in America, and it follows its own protocols. When you go to the hospital, they're following their system. They're coming in, nurses are coming in on a schedule. Doctors have other patients, so you have to ensure that you are advocating for yourself. You have the right information for your specific body to make sure you have the birthing experience that you desire, right? And that's just super important. When you go into it unprepared and, then things come up, you have a less chance of really being able to navigate that situation if you don't prepare for it. So coming in with a little preparation, coming in ready to advocate for yourself, coming in with an understanding really puts you at the forefront of your care. Your body is literally like navigating this entire thing, so it's important to make sure that you're prepared, you're in tune with yourself, you're listening to your intuition, you're following what your body is telling you, because that is all that we all have to go off of. Your body, what your body is saying. The doctors are going off of what they're reading medically, what they're seeing. That's what everyone else has to go off of. So you, as a birthing person, really need to be in tune and align with yourself, so then you can, create a story of what's going on and how to navigate your birth and your pregnancy in your postpartum. A really interesting fact, this is about hormones, because they're talked about a lot, but a woman's hormones reach the highest they'll ever be in one pregnancy, then they'll be throughout their entire life. So when someone is pregnant, they are literally going through some extreme changes that are just not normal at all. On a normal basis throughout their entire life, they won't have that many hormones as they will pregnant. And then in postpartum, they have a a like major drop in hormones. So it's just like a big fluctuation, a lot going on. And it's important to prepare for that, you know, and all of those changes that it can bring, because it does change everything. Like I said, mind, body, soul. So you want to make sure you prepare. You want to make sure you're eating a nutritious diet. You are eating for more than just you. You want to make sure that you're preparing your partner. You're able to communicate with them, and they're able to get the information that they need to properly care for you, nurture you. As a man, a male partner, and a partner in general, they're not able to understand what you're going through on the inside, right? So it's important for them to also get the support they need to support you. So especially during the birth and during the postpartum and even the pregnancy, when, you know, things are just not normal and they're trying to figure out what's going on with you, and then it creates a lot of chaos. A lot of relationships end after birth, 50%. And after birth, a lot of marriages. So it's important to invest into this time for you and your family to make sure you can really secure that connection, that understanding, and have a beautiful experience for everyone. So, yeah. As a birth coach, and I'm not just a birth coach, I'm also a postpartum coach, and the birth is just the foundation of everything that comes after. So when I'm speaking about birth, it's really about using that birth to bridge, to cultivate that creative energy that's at an all-time high, to take that into your transformation into parenthood, so you can have a blissful postpartum healing journey, and you can embrace parenthood with ease and confidence, and you know, with the right understanding, and, you know, feeling cared for, and minimize some of those things that come with postpartum, like postpartum illnesses like depression and postpartum rage and everything else that can happen. So yeah, that's super important as well. Again, the birth is just a part of it, like that portal, and just bringing that baby here to make sure everything that comes after is blissful and prepared for. Like, preparation is the number one thing you can do for yourself, is preparing. Mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, in every kind of way, mind, body, soul. It's not just a physical thing. So yeah, making sure you're eating a nutritious diet for you and baby. Most pregnancy illnesses are due, I'm going to say all, for the most part, because of diet, just like everything else in our life. And with all of the extreme changes that happen during pregnancy, it can bring out a lot of those underlying things. And if you're not eating adequately for you and baby, then a lot of those things will be highlighted, like preeclampsia or gestational diabetes and things like that show up and cause a lot of issues during pregnancy, and, you know, potential risk and so forth. So it's important to make sure you're eating, you know, and when you're having these cravings, you know, you're not just eating McDonald's every day, or, you know, noodles and hot Cheetos and things like that, and you're finding healthy alternatives that fulfill the nutrients that you and your baby need. So yeah, that's important. I always say stillness is illness when it comes to like physical, and mentally, stillness is wellness. So making sure that you're, you know, calming your mind, bringing it to a place of stillness, understanding what's going on, walking through your emotions, removing any womb trauma, and also generational womb trauma, because there's a lot of generational womb trauma that has been placed on us as well that we want to be mindful of. And then, you know, you're doing the work to make sure that you're really embodying this experience and you're at one with yourself, because if any feelings of insecurity or unsafety or harm comes about you, then that can really affect the birthing process. So you want to make sure that you really feel secure in yourself and your team and everything you have going on to have a beautiful experience. Physically, movement is always good. Doing more movement specifically targeted to like the pelvis area during the third trimester is really beneficial to prepare that area that is stretching and has to get baby out of that space. Super important. Again, we already talked about eating, making sure you're resting, you're getting sunlight, you're getting, you know, vitamins, you're getting nature, really getting into with nature. Also with mental, making sure you're tapping into that mental, because in that spiritual, because you really want to get your mother's intuition aligned, and just really be prepared in that way, and heighten your mother's intuition. Um, what else? Yes, those are the main things I wanted to talk about this time. Um, it's just that preparation piece, and really making sure you have a plan, not just for the birth, but also the postpartum period, because a lot of people will prepare for the birth. They'll have a birth plan, they'll have a birth doula, but then they won't have anyone to support them after. They don't have a plan for after the birth. They don't have a plan for the healing process, and now, they're sleep deprived. Both people are sleep deprived. They're going through hormone fluctuations, trying to adapt to being parents, trying to adapt to this new lifestyle, maintaining, all these things. You still got to eat really healthy and really good to get that nutrients, because, again, a lot is still going on. So you need wholesome food, and not really understanding their roles and identity, and it just caused a lot of confusion. And like I said before, a lot of relationships end just because of, maybe a bad birthing experience, or just a lack of communication or understanding or preparation for this time. So it's super important to just be prepared in every single way you can, you and your partner, okay? Because an unprepared partner is, not going to be a supportive partner, because they just don't know. And I know that from my own experience, with my own birthing stories. So yes, make sure you're prepared. Prepare. You and your partner in your village. Develop a village if you can. Get a village of support for you and your partner. They need support just like you need support. And if you all are looking for support, or you need like a tool, I do have a digital course, the Divine Birth Goddess Academy course. I'm actually just launching it. Just putting in my years of expertise as a doula trainer, as a birth educator, as a mom of 3. I've had a hospital birth, I've had a midwife birth at home, and I've had an unassisted birth where I, had baby on my own. So I do have a lot of experience in this field and really understand what it takes. It's not just for the women, it's also for the men, because again, like, you have to understand your role and your importance as well. You play a really big role, and are vital for this time as well. And making sure that you have the proper understanding. You can come from the place of compassion needed, the place of care, the place of patience, okay? Because we can't just blame everything on the hormones, because they're needed, okay? So understanding them, having the proper communication, and all of that stuff is going to be so important for the entire family, okay? So prepare yourselves. Get the support you need. Again, I have the Divine Birth Goddess Academy course, or if you need more support, definitely reach out. Share this video with any birthing people, pregnant people, pregnant families, men that that are going to become dads, or maybe need support, whatever it may be. Share the video, and thanks for tuning in if you did tune in live. Otherwise, have a good day.